But Pacho, I think you might need to tell your father what you know about his connection with Adaku. If you do that, then you can convince him to make a deal with the police, and he can give them everything he knows about Adaku and her organization. I'm not gonna let you keep me silent. Devante, you are a wicked man, and you deserve to be punished. And I'll do whatever I can to see that happen. Alan, I don't want you conspiring behind my back. Or else what? You're gonna slap me again? Is everything okay in here? Hey, Alan, how are you holding up? Just counting down until graduation day. Thanks for checking up on me. Why do I feel like your mood grew worse? Don't worry, Vivian. My dad didn't slap me this time, but his actions make me feel like he slapped me across the face. Do you think you'll be able to make it through the school day? I think so, especially since I'm ready to get this day over with. Just think about how you'll be able to see your friends again, like Keeve and Ulissa. Were you able to figure out whether Quinlan was the one who exposed you? I didn't. What I did do was ask her to find the person who leaked my birth certificate. Before you kick me out, Ben, I understand that you can't stand this side of me, but I'm stuck in a situation where I'm scared to death. Scared to death about what? Adaku. What happened? Vivian, I'd rather not involve you in anything. If I didn't want to know, then I wouldn't ask. How bad could this be? Screw it. Nothing will come out of it if I tell you anyway. These past few months I've been working to take Theodosius' palace away from Devante Torres. You've got some nerve showing your face here after what you did. JJ goes to the school, and the school allowed him to keep coming, Nichelle. I'm asking you nicely to back off. Maybe you should have politely asked your maniac of a brother not to shoot my father. My brother had no choice. Do you really expect me to buy that? Unless you're saying that the voices in his head screwed up his ability to make choices and forced him to pull the trigger. You know that your father attacked my mother. JJ was trying to protect her. More lies. No, Nichelle, it's the truth and I believe them. You do realize that if Quinlan revealed your identity to the world, then you're only making her run in circles? And I'm still convinced that the leak didn't come from her. Quinlan had no clue that I even changed my name, which means that she had no reason to even search for my birth certificate. She works for you, Adaku. You don't think she could have bugged your office? I know that she didn't. Devante, if Quinlan figured out who I truly was, then it only means that someone told her. What about Adaku? The other day, Adaku asked me to find out who leaked her birth certificate. Clearly you know why I can't do that. Does this mean you want me to be your fall guy? No, Ben, never. I care too much about you to put you in that much danger. Enough. You didn't care about my safety when you asked me to help you expose her true identity. I doubt you actually care about my safety at the moment. Don't try to use your fears to make me feel remorse for you. That's not true. Most of all, I don't want your remorse. All I want to do is stay alive. Do you really feel nothing for me but hatred? That explains why you've made so many attacks against Devante other than the fact that he's being charged for taking your aunt's life. Now I've got to shelve my plans because I've just received word that Devante named his son as his successor. Pacho? Yeah, Pacho. You know, Vivian, a part of me actually envies him. At least his father doesn't doubt his capabilities. Alan, why did you even go after Theodosius' palace in the first place? Ulissa, you can't take their side. Not when Dad almost lost his life. Dad is alive and he's recovering. Besides, Dad had no business meeting with the Dorvals in their house. Just like JJ had no business shooting our father. You know Dad's gonna press charges against him, right? He's gonna do what? Don't even begin to think that I gave her any information about you. Maybe there's a reason why you're so adamant that Quinlan exposed my true identity. What exactly would that reason be, Adaku? She is covering your case after all. And if Quinlan is the one who leaked my birth certificate, then that gives you reason to get her out of the way. Quinlan, if you truly want to ensure your survival, then you should go to Pacho. I did. I even brought up a plan to him. A difficult plan at that. What's that supposed to mean? I asked him to admit to Devante that he knew about the connection to Adaku and to convince Devante to snitch on her so that he can make a deal. You were actually willing to get Devante to serve the minimum sentence for taking my aunt's life just so you could save your own skin? Or Devante would make a plea to spare his life if he were to be convicted. Don't try to sugarcoat it. Did Pacho agree to this ridiculous plan? Just forget it. My dad wants me to give up on the plan altogether. Sorry for getting you in trouble in the first place. You're not to blame. I still made my own choice. I made the choice. And I'm gonna keep making my own decisions. What's on your mind, Alan? How would Pacho be able to run the most successful business in Valley Park if he's not fit to run it? I don't know about you, Elissa, but I just started feeling nauseous. Maybe there's some stomach bug going around where some people need to stay home. JJ, Vanessa, I'm so sorry. How are you, JJ? You have no right to ask that, Yvette. I can handle it, Vanessa. Fine. You really should try to avoid me. I know that you were really upset with me when we last spoke. Don't forget why I got upset. You lied about Max forcing himself on you and made us believe you. I heard about what happened and wanted to let you know that I never stopped thinking about you. So what? I stopped thinking about you, Yvette. With everything I went through, you never once crossed my mind. I'm gonna keep it that way since the last time you did cross my mind, I stopped taking my meds. Fine, I'll admit that I did want Quinlan out of the way numerous times, but it didn't erase the fact that the woman is curious. She's a reporter. It's part of her job description. Despite that, there's no way that she could have found out that I'm a Denjuma on her own. So maybe she was working with someone. Like who? Her younger brother still sells your product. Maybe she realized what sort of work Zeke was doing and figured out that you were the big boss. That way she could get you out of the way and her brother would no longer have to sell your stuff anymore. Pacho rejected my request, and I understand how selfish my request sounded, but I was just desperate to stay alive. Ben, I'm just so worried that I might not be able to outsmart Adaku. You're resourceful, Quinlan. If you really want to stay alive, then you would do whatever it takes to dig up as much dirt on Adaku as you can and put her away for good. When her organization crumbles, you get to live. Thanks for hearing me out. I really do hope that I get to live another day. That way, I can wake up in the morning missing how close the two of us once were.